would be rotting inside that creature's gullet if not for Spider-Man. Time to return the favor.
We'll find him. We're running facial recognition on every surveillance camera in the cloud. They just keep moving too fast.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but you think Team Spooky's doing any better?
Nothing.
Well, your inflection on that last dactyl was... perfect. Perhaps a magnetism rune.
Against a level 5 demon alien hybrid? Where did you learn your magic? Demo Khan?
You know, you really do have a look.
Hunter's right. This isn't working.
On to plan C. Well, more like D.
Norman won't mind if I borrow a few Oscorp satellites at 45,000 feet, right?
Higher, further, faster, baby.
82nd and 5th. Well, between 5th and Madison now.
Guys, they're live. And they're trending.
Hashtag Big Alien Apple.
Not bad.
Thanks. Now imagine if you had just asked for our help sooner.
No time for an after-school special. Patching it through. Patching it all through.
We need to hurry.
Stay safe, ma'am!
I should probably tell you the same thing.
Jeez, you'd think he'd at least have tennis elbow or something by now?
We shall scorch the bones and bring them home to Mother! Subdue this animal and bring it to Site 1. We'll squish your face and eat your...
I'd seriously consider switching occupations if I were you, friend. I know, no job's perfect. But at the end of the day, it's all about the coworkers.
Never surrender! Here we go. Let's do it.
Play dead.
We've got the best tech in the world on our side. Engaging!
Hey, that hurts! Guess we're not done.
Serve her with honor.
Looks like it's up to me.
I have movement! Tracking primary target. Sensors aren't picking up anything surprising.
Taking the shot! Awaiting reinforcements!
This should get you going.
Here we go.
Now that was something.
Don't worry, I can...
The civilians are clear. It's open season on Hydra and their pet monstrosity.
They will be the next to fall in the hunt.
Wow.
The light is on our side.
Thanks.
No retreat.
Sure, why not? I heard Lilith is kind of hot. Any...
Take that! This would be a lot easier if you guys just... I'm going for it!
Hey, what's our contingency plan? Don't waste it.
It's you and me.
Hit my head or something. We've got them all. Now let's get to Venom and stop all this.
No more games! No more running! You can't stop us! Heroes! But we hope you try! First you die, then we eat!
Coming at you! This one's for you!
Leave some for the rest. You were too weak for this fight.
Oh, this should be good. Spidey senses are tingling. Here we go!
I'm saving this for a special occasion. Getting it done any way we know how.
No running away!
Oh, I thought we were finished.
Coming at you!
Let's try this one. How much better can I get?
Their best was still not enough for us.
On Gamma, on the move! too strong for you.
Being hit by a Hell Lord. Only more sticky.
Sorry, Eddie. Think you're just picking up a whiff of salt. Tell you what, call off this ending the world thing. Shouldn't take long. Iron Man marked it.
I don't do this for just anyone.
Mother tells us to hurry.
Wow, this is gross.
Support units on the move.
Find a new line of work.
I'm saving my
They cannot possibly match. Lilith will not look kindly on this one.
This is a great victory, everyone.
Mother's strength is eternal. We are eternal.
He fights like a damned Wendigo. Unstoppable.
Oh, he's not unstoppable. Just really annoying. Huh. Not my worst idea ever. Good afternoon, Demo Venom! Here's a special request from all of New York to you, our slobbiest invaders since Thanos. Exceptionally loud! Had to get bit by a radioactive spider with really good hearing.
I was going to say, amazing.
That's what the kids tell me. I think I'll pass out now.
Don't worry. I know a safe place.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen?
3 demons killing each other because they could not decide who would fight me first.
Oh,
The winner had a mortal wound. Never drew my weapon. How about you?
I was gonna say a rollerblading mariachi band, but I don't think mine compares.
Your spirit must have seen some crazy things.
The two of us don't really share, Hunter.
Could you ask?
I don't want to know what it's seen. Most of it's bad. Let's drop it, okay?
All right.
I know I've asked a lot of you recently, dear, especially when it comes to these little excursions. But there is one more thing you could do to make an old witch happy.
If it were not so good to see you again, I might think you were taking advantage of me.
Hunter. You certainly are the product of your environment. Between Sarah and I I suppose we're just lucky you didn't turn out more cynical. Besides, this might be interesting. Now that the altar is in working order, we just need to reignite my cauldron.
How interesting can that be? Your cauldron was always churning with some concoction in the old days.
Yes. And how do you think that was possible? It's not just any flame we're talking about here. Maybe you've heard tale of the demon fueling the forge? A fire-breathing demon, no less, blazing as hot as the flames of hell itself. Fortunately, I'll only require a single ember.
I can see where this is going. How do I find it?
I've enchanted this vessel to protect you from the ember's heat. You should be able to get close enough to retrieve it through one of the old mine tunnels beneath the forge.
I have seen the tunnels. They were here before the Abbey.
I'm not surprised. You always have been curious. The tunnel may lead close enough to the heart of the forge to retrieve an ember. The second Blood Gate. I should warn you, Hunter. You may find the trial ahead more difficult than I originally let on. The gods will push you harder, and you might very well fail.
And if I do?
You dust yourself off and you get back in there. Or you train, rethink your approach, and come back later, when you feel ready.
And what if I am hurt? Or worse still, what if something happened to Charlie?
Neither of you will be harmed, dear. That's not what this is about. The Elder Gods want to see what you're made of, but they're not out to get you. Well, except Chthon, but you already knew that.
Then I should make an attempt while I am here.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Just enjoy yourself. You're the only one getting an opportunity like this.
I will do my best.
Oh, and Hunter? I should mention, you'll only be able to make one attempt at the trials per night. Even the old gods grow weary of their children eventually. Good luck.
You were too weak for this. Your mother abandoned you. I am impressed. Someone feel a breeze? You can thank me later. I saw a movement. Hold the light's gift. Slow me down. This is a serious predicament for you. was something. Feel my call. No mercy for the servants of Odin. Their persistence is irritating. I'm the only one left standing. Once again, Lilith's servants fall.
If that doesn't make an impression on Autumn, I don't know what will. Good work, Hunter.
This looks like an
With a tomb's help, you shouldn't have any trouble uncovering the more elusive elements hidden throughout the grounds. Why don't you try out his blessing on that stone over there?
He sees our path. This area, it feels wrong somehow. I sense an old suffering.
Members of the local coven were persecuted here. And worse.
Witches?
Salem's history with witches may have been distorted over the years, but some things are true. The witches of Salem did their best to thwart Shaw, but he rallied his congregation against them. The catalyst of the infamous Salem witch trials. When the Coven called out in distress, it was Lilith and Sarah who came to their aid.
Caretaker and my mother knew their powers could help others, and they did not hesitate.
Of course not, dear. Your mother was a gifted healer, and Sarah was never one to back down from a fight. They also knew the signs of Chthon's influence, and Shaw's sudden rise to power undoubtedly got their attention.
Chthon's corruption had taken root in the New World just like the colonists themselves.
And while Lilith and Sarah were still preoccupied in Transia, they entrusted one of the Moon Seals to the Knights of Wondercore, who brought it to the Coven with the hope that its power would reinforce them enough to deal with Shaw.
But that is not what happened.
Unfortunately, no. When the plague came to Salem, the same one that afflicted your father, Shaw used it to further agitate his flock by placing the blame squarely on the Coven.
And the witches?
The mob was vicious. And the rest is history.
But what about the Moon Seal?
After the trials, the Moon Seal vanished along with Shaw. Without drawing any conclusions, I think we can both guess where it went.
If this was his church, then it is possible the seal is still here, or somewhere nearby.
You read my mind. Good hunting, dear.
Was this always here? I may have forgotten a few things, but I feel as if I would remember a decrepit church on the grounds.
You may not remember the structure, but maybe you've heard of the man responsible for it? Hiram Shaw? This was his house of worship, and like a great many things on the grounds, Sarah preferred to keep it in a sort of mystic quarantine. Even I haven't been inside.
Is that all she did while I slept? Seal things off for our protection?
She can be overzealous at times, but in this case, she was right to be wary.
So, what dark secret does this place hold?
When Hiram Shaw first came to Salem, he was little more than a charlatan posing as a preacher. He managed to convince a few desperate souls to join his congregation, and with their help, he broke ground on this church. Whether it was coincidence or fate, in digging beneath the church, Shaw found something that would change the course of all of our lives. A long-forgotten page of the Darkhold.
If Shaw found a page of the Darkhold, it was because Kuthan wanted it that way.
I tend to agree. That cursed book is always seeking out a way to return its master to power.
And a power-hungry preacher makes for the ideal messenger of darkness.
Yes, Shaw was an eager study, consumed almost immediately by the whisperings of Kuthan and the Darkhold's power. Nearly overnight, the people of Salem, old and new, were at his threshold, waiting for the word.
What do you know about my father?
That's not an easy question, dear. What would you like to know? Was he a good man? Yes, I think he was. Your mother loved him dearly, and he doted over her. I think for a time she forgot who she was, where she came from. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. She and Sarah both deserve to find something more than just another fight with Kuthan. Lilith did. Sarah didn't. At least, not for a while longer still. I honestly think that's the only thing she ever had against him, blood or not.
Tell me about Hiram Shaw.
By all accounts, Hiram Shaw was a desperate man. Desperate for power, wealth, influence, the usual desires that cloud men's minds. As I understand it, he was a largely unsuccessful minister before his arrival at Salem, traveling from place to place, swindling whatever followers he managed to gain before being run out of town. To think that a simple man like Shaw finding a piece of the Darkhold was enough to set all of this in motion, it puts things in perspective.
The ward is not like anything I have seen on the grounds before.
And yet, it's familiar somehow.
Like the wards of protection that Wanda invoked to protect Dr. Strange's sanctum?
Very perceptive, dear. Maybe you should approach the good doctor and see if he has any insights. And Hunter, be circumspect. Dr. Strange is no fool.
Did Wanda ever make it to this place?
I suspect she did. But if she discovered something, she didn't tell me.
Agatha, what is this?
The corrupted influence of the Elder God Kuthan. But we won't be able to heal the Abbey grounds until we've recovered the Moon Seal, stolen by Hiram Shaw.
Remind me about the seal?
I think you've gotten ahead of yourself, dear. You'll need to find the Moon Seal first. A trial awaits you.
This must be an ember from the forge. I have the ember. The bottle is not even warm.
If it were giving off any heat at all, I'd be concerned, given the enchantment on that vessel. Now, let's see if this old girl still works.
So I can use the cauldron to brew... things?
Essentially, yes. Collect reagents on the Abbey grounds. You'd be surprised what we can make use of.
And I just drop the ingredients in. Is that not dangerous?
That's part of the fun, isn't it? And I see you've already found a recipe book. I doubt you'll have any trouble following along.
Is that meant to be an offering bowl on the altar?
Another artifact Wanda was toying with but could never make work. I'm curious. Next time you find yourself there, place something in the bowl and speak an Elder God's name. Perhaps it will work for you now that you have their blessing.
I have heard that Wanda's power comes from Chthon.
The way I understand it, as a child, Wanda and her family lived in Transia, not far from Mount Wundagore. Within that mountain, the Dark God Chthon had long been imprisoned, his corruptive influence an ongoing threat to the people of Transia.
And Wanda was affected?
Whether Chthon reached out to Wanda, or he found her by chance, I can't say. But Wanda was blessed or cursed by Chthon, touched by the power of chaos magic. While he had hoped to make her some sort of acolyte, she proved to be more capable than even he foresaw.
What can you tell me about Chthon?
One of the first Elder Gods, Chthon is said to have existed for tens of millions of years, well before the dawn of humanity on Earth. Believe it or not, he wasn't always the bastion of evil that we know today.
This story sounds familiar.
As the legend goes, the downfall of the old gods was actually brought upon by Chthon's brother Set, who found that by consuming his siblings, he could gain their power. After Set consumed Hypus, Chthon followed suit with the others, and in this way, many of the first gods also became the first demons.
And how did he come to be imprisoned on Earth?
In the same way Hydra has worked to restore Lilith, various cultists of the past sought to revive Chthon to wield his power. When Chthon failed to cooperate, these same cultists did the only thing they could. They locked him away again.
What do you know about Transia?
Transia is your ancestral homeland, Hunter. The birthplace of Lilith and Caretaker. It has always been a sort of magical junction, drawing in every type of occultist, sorcerer, and even the occasional Elder God. The Abbey grounds still behave in much the same way, even after all this time.
And Wundagore?
Wundagore Mountain has always played a prominent role in whatever scheme was underway. Chthon himself is said to have created the Darkhold, deep within the caverns of the mountain.
What was Caretaker like when she was younger?
I'm sure it's difficult to remember now, but Sarah wasn't always the steadfast contrarian. In our younger days, she was much more enthusiastic about dashing off to save the day, not unlike some of our younger allies among the Suns.
That does not sound like the Caretaker we know and love.
Keep in mind, Hunter, Sarah has faced a great deal of loss in her time here. Everyone she ever cared about, in fact. I would say she's earned the right to be disagreeable, at the very least. She is a very strong woman. I'm not sure I would have held up as well given the same circumstances.
Who were the Knights of Wundagore?
Another mysterious group of heroes in a world full of mysterious groups. Of course, I'm no expert on Transian history. I do know that the Knights of Wundagore were formed as a response to the growing threat of Chthon's influence near the mountain.
What exactly did they do?
Hydra was hardly the first to dabble in chthonic schemes. Many have tried and failed to awaken the Dark God. Over the centuries, the Knights fought alongside a number of allies who stood against the various crazed worshippers of Chthon.
You were there? At the witch trials?
Not initially, no. If I had been, I like to think I could have stopped them, before it was too late. I sensed something was wrong, and when the witches cried out in distress, I came to Salem as quickly as I could.
But Shaw had already committed his crimes against them?
Yes. It was a devastating discovery. And for the longest time, I blamed myself.
But you see now it was not your fault.
I've come to understand that we must accept the past and move on. But that doesn't mean I won't always carry that pain with me.
I know that feeling all too well.
I know. And I wish you didn't, dear. I really do.
Who did you want me to meet?
Hunter of the Abbey, may I formally introduce you to the Hell Ride. I always like to show her to all my friends, and just realized that we've been so busy beating back your mom's forces, I haven't had a chance to give you an up-close look at her. Gorgeous, right? Even without the extra hell sauce, she's a beast.
She is one of a kind. As are you, Robbie.
Thanks, Hunter. You always make me feel like, I don't know, like I'm part of this whole thing. Don't get me wrong, I love Nico and the rest of the Sons like family. But, well, sometimes I feel more like invisible by day, rattling chains by night. Know what I mean?
You are not a ghost to me, Robbie.
Maybe not. But I have a feeling the two of us are gonna haunt the armies of Lilith anyway.
I am the web-slinging arachnid of justice. I am the fearsome spider who just ruined your day. Wait. Who owns the night. I am the eight-legged bringer of justice. I am Spider-Man. 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 Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Oh, hey, Hunter. Didn't see you there. Everything's fine. This is completely normal. All the top heroes do it, I'm sure.
Do what?
Practice their hero voice. In my case, my spider voice. I figured if I was going to be teaming up with this group, I ought to up my game. Sound more, I don't know, scary, I guess.
Well, your spider voice is very noticeable.
Really? Did it give you pause? Strike fear in your heart as you approach the spider's lair?
It struck something.
Yes! That means a lot to me, coming from you. I don't know too many demon hunters. It's nice to get an expert opinion every now and then. And if I might add an opinion of my own, you are much nicer than Kraven.
I actually came here to thank you.
Thank me? For what? And by the way, does this thanks also involve pizza? I have to say, battling Eddie always works up the appetite.
If I were to acquire this pizza, who would I give it to? Your identity remains a mystery to us all.
Oh, you want to meet the Spider-Man beneath the mask? Sorry, that's a no-go. My true identity is a closely guarded secret. Not even MJ or Aunt May know for... Wait... I see what you're doing there. Sorry, Hunter, the mask's gotta stay on. I hope that's not gonna make things weird between us.
I am sure you will reach the proper decision on your own eventually.
Oh, the proper decision? You mean I tell you who I am?
I do not want to pressure you one way or the other.
Boy, we barely know each other and you're already playing the mind games. I'd love to get you in a room with Mysterio.
I know this is not easy for you, Spider-Man. The people here are very different from one another. They do not always see eye to eye. But one thing I can say in truth is that I trust them with my very life. Lives.
Wait, did you just say lives, as in plural?
Yes.
I am really gonna enjoy getting to know you, Hunter.
And we would enjoy getting to know you. The real you.
Listen, let me think it over, alright? It's a big decision. Gotta meditate on it. Check my horoscope, roll it around in my head, and maybe we'll talk soon. Cool? Cool.
Something amiss, Captain?
Nope, nothing. Just Bruce being Bruce. More importantly, really glad we got Spider-Man back, Hunter. Not sure if you've noticed it, but these end-of-days scenarios really tend to put a damper on morale. It's nice to get a solid win, you know?
Every victory we have inches us closer to stopping Lilith. And every life we save
is another ally against her. In this case, a wisecracking, radioactive Spider-Man ally. Which is a good thing, now that we know Hydra has been augmenting their soldiers with this radioactive green gamma shampoo. We're gonna need all the help we can get. Speaking of helping, should probably get back to it. There's a certain special Hydra mad scientist out there whose face is just begging for a smacking. And these gamma signatures of his don't seem to want to analyze themselves. Talk to you later.
Hey, I've been meaning to ask. Food must be completely different. Now it's all pre-packaged and preserved. Are there any meals you missed from 300 years ago?
Agatha made a pumpkin stew. I can still remember the taste.
With the dash of cinnamon? Oh, I love that. I wonder if she wrote down the recipe. Ugh, now I'm getting hungry. Let's wrap this up and raid the kitchen before Doctor Strange heats up his funky-smelling leftovers. Hunter! I need your help. Magic's birthday is coming up. I want to throw her a surprise party, but I can't do it alone.
What do you need me to do?
If you could get the other Midnight Suns on board, it would take a huge weight off my shoulders.
All right. Let me know what you want.
Still figuring out who and what I need, but I'll message you when I do. Probably tomorrow?
Sounds good.
Thanks for this. Do you have any questions?
Where are we going to have the party?
I'm still scouting locations, but somewhere inside the Abbey. We'll make it work.
Why the surprise? Why not a normal birthday party?
It'll be fun! All your friends showing up at once to wish you the best. Doesn't that sound fun to you?
To have friends do that for me, it is a wonderful thought. Truly, having friends at all is a welcome change from my youth.
No kidding. It's hard to make friends when you're on the run.
That is all I had. I'm good for now.
I'm good if you're good. Thanks for this, Hunter. Can't wait to see the look on her face.
And so you actually slept in that thing?
That was probably a mistake. I kept having dreams that I was swallowed by Sandman. That's, actually happened, you know.
Look, man, I get it. It's not a decision to take lightly. I struggled with it for a while myself.
What changed your mind?
I guess I finally started trusting these fools. They may be a little crazy, but they're like family.
And what about your real family? Don't you worry about what could happen?
They're back in LA. Much as my kid brother Gabe would love this place, they don't know a thing. Whatever happens here never gets back there. To be honest, I don't even think we're in the same dimension.
What?
Never mind that. Point is, this is a safe place with good people. If there's anyone who can keep a secret, it's them. Sort of comes with the territory of being a Midnight Sun. Most of our lives weren't sunshine and candy before Caretaker recruited us. And now we've got a gigantic demonically powered pizza oven in the forge.
Excuse me, would you...
Hey man, it's okay. We can talk about something else if you want.
Yes, please stay.
Can't. Got something I need to do.
I really thought I had him with the pizza thing.
What is it with you both and Pete?
Okay, you wanted it, you got it.
Wanted what?
I give you, by popular demand, the man underneath the mask.
Peter Parker from Forest Hills, Queens. Nice to see you finally ditched the spider-faced doily, Peter. We're all friends here. You got our attention, so what do you got to say, Petey?
Hi? After all that build-up, I hope I didn't disappoint anybody. I mean, I can't shoot laser beams, light my skull on fire, or glow like the sun. Like Tony said, outside of the costume, I'm just boring old Peter Parker. I don't even have a cool screen name.
I have seen you in battle with Venom, Peter. Believe me when I say you are anything but boring.
Aw, thanks. Jeez, Hunter, you trying to make me blush?
I did not realize you embarrassed so easily.
Oh yeah, I actually surprise myself at the things that embarrass me. Speaking of, now that we took care of the giant radioactive spider elephant in the room, we might as well get to know one another. If there's anything else you're curious to know about me, ask away. I'm apparently an open book now. So what do you say, Hunter? Care to step inside this Spider-Verse?
I have encountered werewolves, half-vampires, dragonmen, but I have never encountered a Spider-Man before. There must be quite a story about how you became this way.
It's actually not the most epic story. Sort of a field trip gone wrong scenario, if you get me.
I do not.
Well, a small irradiated spider bit me while I was working up the nerve to ask Mary Jane Watson if she'd like to check out the Pym particle exhibit at the Empire State Museum. Next thing I know, the high-energy photons injected into my bloodstream started altering my genomic sequence. At first, I thought I was having an allergic reaction, and then I started climbing up the walls. I told my Aunt May it was late-onset puberty. She, believed me for some reason. So, how about you? Get bit by a radioactive hunter or something?
My mother is the harbinger of a dark god. A normal life was never in the cards for me.
Yeesh. I thought high school was hard to deal with. That's gotta be a heavy load to carry.
It is not always easy. And just how many years has there been a Spider-Verse?
Oh, you mean how long have I been doing this? A few years now. You should have seen the original suit. I'd still have it lying around the dorm somewhere. Makes a great blanket. How about you? How long have you been hunting?
At this point, I suppose I am well over 3 centuries old. That is, if you count the years spent above and below ground, of course.
Of course. I mean, whatever gets you senior discount sooner, am I right?
You are a fascinating man.
Ooh, I like that. Friendly neighborhood, fascinating man. Wonder if Stark owns that trademark yet.
You do not seem like a typical Avenger.
Avenger? Me? Oh, no. Between my double major at Empire State, taking photos for the Bugle, and, you know, the whole protecting the neighborhood thing, who has the time? Besides, they haven't asked me to join them. Yet, of course. What about you? How's this whole Midnight Sun thing work? You like the captain or something?
Caretaker has always handled the strategy. I prefer a more hands-on approach.
Hey, whatever works for you. But if I'm honest, Hunter, I saw the way the others looked at you during the fight. Maybe you're more of a leader than you think.
This Venom creature's obsession with you is strong enough to overcome my mother's call. Until now, I thought that impossible.
It's, complicated. Eddie, the guy underneath the giant oozing mouth, was a reporter with me at the Bugle a while back. I may have ruined his career by exposing a phony source of his on this big murder case. This, of course, led him to the alien symbiote that had secretly bonded with me after my original suit was trashed on Battleworld. We can talk about that little adventure later. Long story short, I thought I had eradicated the suit with a giant church bell. Before I knew it was alive, of course. Anywho, the alien symbiote decided to merge with Eddie, and the two have been hunting me down ever since. It's your basic, simple misunderstanding, right? Well, I guess every superhero needs a super nemesis. Venom is mine. Must be tough having your own mom be yours, huh?
From what Caretaker has told me, Lilith ceased being my mother the day she gave her soul to the Darkhold. The mother of demons is all that remains now.
There's some movies you and I really need to watch. Used to be a trilogy, now I've lost count. Either way, call me a romantic, but I believe there's still good in everyone. Guess that's why I have a soft spot for Eddie. And the symbiote, too. That symbiote saved my life on more than a few occasions. Deep down, I know there's more than what you see on that slimy, oozing, brain-eating surface.
Thank you, Peter. I should be going. This was eye-opening.
For both of us? Gotta thank you too, Hunter. I was sort of holding back before. You know, didn't want to be a chatty Charlie. But now the floodgates are open. Let the real Peter Parker flow through! Anyway, you gotta go. I'll talk to you soon.
Of that, I have no doubt. Farewell, Peter.
Ah, Hunter, I was just admiring the collection. Someone spent a great deal of time piecing this library together. I hope you don't mind me, having a look around.
Of course not, Doctor. The library is an asset to us all.
I see I'm not the only one who's taken an interest in these works. You haven't been getting into anything precarious, I hope?
I've found something on the Abbey grounds that I think you should see.
Oh, sounds mysterious. By all means, lead the way. You were right to bring this to my attention, Hunter.
We thought it resembled one of your wards of protection.
There's a reason for that. It's the same magic Wanda invoked in her attempts to protect the Sanctum. But what is it that you're chasing out here? These wards aren't something to toy with.
I will not know for sure until I get past this. Is there any way to dispel it?
Unfortunately, no. What good would the wards of protection be if they were so easily broken? But I have been wrong before, at least recently. Do you have any suspicions as to who may have conjured this here?
Wanda spent a great deal of time out here, and she had the power.
She does have some experience with these spells, but why would she do that?
The only way I will know for sure is to find a way through to the other side.
I'll think on it and see if I can come up with some way to assist you, Hunter. For now, though, you'll have to be patient.
Seems my offering was accepted. You are welcome to attend Ileana's surprise party.
As much as I would enjoy that, my presence unsettles those incapable of perceiving me. I'll celebrate from afar.
So you will be there in spirit?
Oh, Hunter, how I've missed your wit.
So, like, Hunter, don't let this go to your head, but I think you're okay.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, I see you trying to make me feel included, and I thought I should take a moment to thank you for not leaving me out. Caretaker makes me feel like a child sometimes, but you don't, so, like, thanks.
You are most welcome, Nico. It is an honor to fight by your side.
Honor? Oh, man. Listen, Hunter, don't take this the right way, because I totally appreciate the compliment, but you really need to drop the formality and loosen up before magic starts calling you a boomer.
Boomer?
It's slang for ancient, outdated one who caused all of our problems.
That describes me exactly.
You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna try and forget that you said that. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I see you making an effort to not make me feel like a complete reject, and I appreciate that. I need all the allies I can get on this apocalyptic reality show because I do not want to get voted out of this abbey or off this world.
Reality show? Vote?
Just try and not get eliminated, Hunter. Don't tell me to calm down, Robbie. The others are in there with freaking Caretaker planning their next move against Faustus, and they are totally leaving us out. Again!
But this is the Avengers we're talking about, right? They're heroes.
And who had to bail out those heroes when your new pal Spider-Man was being chased by the alien slime monster? Us!
Got you there.
If they are so powerful, why could Strange not help us save Wanda?
Look, Doc's a good guy, okay? He's patched up a spider knee or two since I started this thing. Flaming pumpkin bombs are not exactly covered by insurance.
I would not trust him to patch a tire.
They move into our home, take it over, and then have the nerve to leave us out of every single damn decision that affects us. You two want to cozy up to Mr. Stark and Doctor Strange? Go right ahead. Me, I'll be outside. Most of the air's been sucked up from here already.
Nico made some good points, but I gotta be honest. I'm getting used to the Avengers being around this place. I mean, yeah, Tony can be annoying, but not all of them.
Of course.
Although it makes me wonder.
Wonder what?
Well, what are they thinking about us?
When facing a demon, aim for the heart.
Always do.
And why are you talking to me when you should really be talking to them? Or at least her?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have many abilities, Daywalker. Lying is not one of them. Admit what you feel about Carol. You owe yourself that much.
Admit what? That I feel a sense of admiration and respect for a fellow teammate?
Carol is a formidable warrior. A true hero whose power rivals the titans of old.
Exactly. And she's just so chill about it. Down to earth, smart, funny, able to punch through a tank.
Yes, very admirable and respectable traits. And yet I wonder if she goes through life alone, without a mate.
I'm not going there, Hunter. Let's just drop it.
Consider it dropped.
Oh, and this conversation? It never happened.
I will add it to the list. Robbie, can we speak in private?
Of course. Let's go.
Nico needs help prepping for a magic surprise party.
All right. What does she need me to do?
She wanted you to pick the team present for magic.
Oh, I got this. I'll find something unforgettable.
Whoa. I just realized we're nearly the same age. It's kind of blowing my mind.
Why?
In my head, you're ancient. No offense. But you've actually lived fewer years than I have. So, are you one of the kids? Or the second oldest adult? I don't know how to treat you.
The same way you have been treating me is fine.
No additional effort required. I can absolutely do that. Especially here. I don't remember the last time I was this relaxed.
You don't need to check up on me, Hunter. I'm fine.
Perhaps I wanted some fresh air as well.
Well, enjoy it while you can. I'm sure they'll be opening an Avengers satellite campus here soon enough.
The gods spare us all.
Look, the Abbey might be a little rustic, but it's ours. Was ours. Until these Avengers just swooped in and started treating us like a bunch of outsiders in our own home. And it's not like Caretaker does anything to stop it. Hell, she freaking encourages it. Pisses me off so much I could scream.
The Avengers are powerful allies.
Yeah, so I keep hearing.
I did not finish. As are you and the others. There is a reason Caretaker chose you for the Midnight Suns. You will have many chances to prove yourself before this war is ended.
Thanks, I think. Not gonna be lining up to assemble anytime soon, but I get it. You know, maybe this all wouldn't be bothering me so much if they were focusing all their effort on finding Wanda. None of them even mention her, let alone discuss how we're gonna rescue her. Because newsflash, no one plans to, especially Caretaker. She's probably happy she's gone. Ugh, forget I said that. And definitely don't tell Caretaker about any of this. Midnight Sun, Cone of Silence, okay? Good vent. Let's do it again sometime. Later, Hunter.
A few moments later.
I'm tracking a new threat. What's ugly, hungry, and dead all over.
Vampires.
Yes, but an entirely new breed. Nothing I've seen before.
Is it the kind that fuse together, forming a grotesque, bloodthirsty abomination? With arm-length fangs and scales from multiple heads to toe?
Like a blood-sucking kaiju? That's a thing?
It is a thing.
Creepy. But this new breed is terrifying in a way that isn't so amalgamated. The new breed I'm tracking are, they're vampires.
I see. No, I do not. You already said they were vampires.
Vampires with a Y? Pronounced exactly the same as vampires. I suppose that was wildly creative for the 16th century monks who first cataloged them.
No, it is just confusing.
That's why I'm calling them new breed vampires, to set them apart. I'll flag anything related to these latest bloodsuckers and send it directly to the mirror table.
Carol, you are...
The best? Yeah, I know.
A few moments later.
Hunter, just the person I wanted to see. Okay, I'll be honest with you, anyone is the person I want to see right now. At this point, I'd sit down for a tea with Galactus if it meant I didn't have to sift through these gamma readings for another second. It's all just starting to blur into one big giant green gamma mess, you know? And my favorite big giant green gamma mess is too busy to help.
And what exactly is so important that it takes precedence over this?
Look, the Avengers have been spread pretty thin lately now that Hydra's running around the world hyped up on your mother's gamma juice. To be honest, I don't have an answer for you. Wish I did. And not just on this one. I'm gonna come out and say this. I've got a bad feeling about things lately, okay? Particularly when it comes to you and Bruce. I'm what they call a precog. I catch glimpses of the future. No idea why, but I'm sure channeling the power of a mini white hole through your entire body might have a little something to do with it.
What exactly did you see?
Nothing specific. More of an impression. You and Bruce. Your faces. You didn't look good. Is this what Steven goes through?
And according to Steven, there are an infinite number of possibilities before us. You have glimpsed just one.
Not a bad way to look at it. Who knows? My visions are chaotic at best and very few and far between. Maybe a while before I can make sense of this one. I should get back on task. I think I've ignored these numbers long enough. Talk to you later.
I couldn't help but hear some raised voices in the other room. Was wondering if you knew what all the fuss was about. Was there some argument?
Something terrible happened this morning. Someone poured themselves the last cup of coffee and failed to brew a new pot. A bloodletting almost ensued.
Oh, I laugh, but these petty conflicts are a sign of a team on edge. And who can blame them under these circumstances? In truth, anything that will amp them up like caffeine is probably the last thing they need right now. I should probably take the coffee maker and throw it out. But I fear that might result in a full-out rebellion. Thank you for being my eyes and ears out there. We'll speak later.